First try, take one. All right, thank you, Richard Henderson, for your synopsis on the Kentucky Auburn game, comparing it to the Louisville Auburn game. Um, I'm responding to that. First, I just want to tell you I don't know how good this is going to be. I've got a setup that I'm just now trying out. I got a phone mount that's on my tripod that's set up. I just bought that, and then I got this microphone. Gee, I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but it's hooked up to my phone so it can hear out of it. So I got pretty much the whole setup except for two things. I got another lens that I want to put on my camera, so the videos will look just a little bit better. And then also I got some spotlights. Well, not really spotlights, but there's some lights that you use that everybody on Facebook was recommending. That I'm not on Facebook, on YouTube was recommending them for YouTube videos. So I purchased two of them, waiting for those to come in. So once those come in, my equipment will be complete, and then I can put up a nice little facade for my nice YouTube videos. But that hasn't happened yet. I don't know how good the lighting is here. I turned all the lights on in the room, but I think that I need more light. Anyway, I'll go with it anyway. All right. So here about the UK Louisville game, about the UK Auburn game, and the Louisville Auburn game. I just took the liberty of looking at some things on the Louisville Auburn game just to make sure I was correct on some things, and then of course the UK Auburn game is fresh in my memory. But Richard, there's a couple things. Just want to let you know his name is Bedet, and he's the wide receiver that had a goal route that on the last drive, and he beat the wide receiver down the field, and it was an alright thrown ball. It wasn't a perfectly thrown ball, but it was an alright thrown ball. It was catchable and things. And Bedet actually had it in his hands, and to the last minute where the Auburn defender knocked it out. I mean, he actually even hit the ground with the ball in his hands. You know, if he held it a split second more before he started rolling on the ground, it would have been ruled a catch. So I'm asking is for him to just to hold on to it a split second more so it can be ruled a catch. I'm not asking for anything other than that. Just hold on to it. I'm not saying that he was wide open or anything like that. I'm just saying split second more, it's a catch. Hey, you're in field goal range. Actually, it's first and goal. That's how close that was. So who knows? You score a touchdown, win the game. You know, but at the very least, you're in field goal range to tie up the game. You know, it's close. It's as close as an extra point, right? That at that point. You know, so that's all I was saying right there. But let me go back to some things. The Louisville and Auburn game. Yes, you guys opened the game up with a dumb play. And I say it was dumb because Auburn runs a trick offense. It's very tricky. And a lot of trickery going on. Because of that, there's a lot of trickery going on. Auburn's defense practices against that. You know, all through camp, they was practicing against a bunch of trickery. So then Bobby Petrino goes in, decides to run an unusual play for Louisville, which is a lot of trickery, things that Auburn does on a regular basis. So it wasn't smart to begin with for Bobby Petrino to call that play to start the game off with, you know. So that was a dumb point to begin with. Now, let me say this. In your video, you talked about 3 different things that you guys didn't execute on. You said 3 different things that you guys didn't execute on. I said one thing that we didn't execute on, and that was the QB throwing an interception in the end zone. Now, you want to talk about you guys fumbling the ball in the red zone being pretty much the same thing as Toles throwing an interception in the red zone. I mean, both were basically turnovers in the red zone, right? And both led to scores by Auburn. Now, here's the thing. I want you to understand. Louisville had turnovers and execution problems at several key points in that game that kept you guys from scoring. As a matter of fact, I believe the defense scored a couple of times before the offense scored. You know, it was execution points with your offense. It was execution points. I'm not even talking about several execution points. I'm not talking about 2 execution points. I'm talking about 1. I'm talking about a quarterback throwing an interception. That's it. Now, here's another thing. Not only did you talk about a lot of execution points that you guys didn't do and compared it to Kentucky's one execution point, I guess you can say, our defense wasn't up to par or whatever in the first half, because the second half they were all right. The first half is what did us in. So I guess you can liken that to your offense